Okay, well, my name is Jasmine, and I'm not in culinary, I'm in marketing, but I did know who Alexis was. And even though I wasn't as close to her as culinary kids were, I know how much of an amazing person she was. Every time I saw her in the hallway, she would smile and she would make my days. I just remember 2 months ago, I went to her competition, and I saw how much of a great leader she was. She would tell everyone how much time they had left, and she was just an amazing person. She was great at what she did, and she had a whole future ahead of her. And she was just an amazing person, and now she's in heaven with God, and she's probably cooking for him. And I mean, we have amazing memories with her, so that's what's good. And it's sad and everything, but we had some great memories with her, and she was an amazing person. She had an amazing personality, and she was always happy. She always brightened everyone's days, and she was just an amazing person.
All right, my name's Alan. I knew Alexis Monasterio very well, actually. I known her since the sixth grade, and we grew up together, kind of in a sense. I was actually really good friends with her best friend Jem, and we all kind of grew up from middle school till now. It's a really big tragedy in my heart to know that she passed away, especially for reasons that are unknown at the moment. But we all miss her. Something about Alexis is she was very amazing, very truthful, and she would always like not judge anybody without knowing them, which I admired. Um, there is a story I have to say. When like one time, like I was in the hallway and I broke out crying because I found out bad news about my mother. Alexis found me in the hallway after not talking to me for like a year, and she just came straight up to me and just sat next to me for 2 hours straight, and she just stayed with me through the rest of the day. She didn't put me down or anything like that. She actually picked me back up and made sure that I stayed strong. Um, I appreciate her like so much, and to know that she passed away our senior year, it's so sad to me. But there's nothing that we can do about that except move on and just think about her and know that she's in a better place. I miss you so much, and I hope that you rest in paradise.
Hi there, my name's Emily, and Alexis Monasterio, I knew her very well, like for 4 years. She was a great person. She had the biggest smile on her face all the time. She always, always kept me up. Recently, like 2, 3 weeks ago, we were eating cucumbers, and then um, she grabbed the cucumber, and I put tajin on it, and she was just like, "Oh, you're disgusting," and we were like laughing. And then like a couple days later in my English class, like I was writing, and then she was reading through it, and she was just like, "Oh, you're forgetting the commas." And we were looking, and then like we had like this song, I don't remember what it's called. It's like throw air or throw money in the air. And then she would be like, comma, 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 and I'd be like, "You're so stupid, stop." And then she would like always make me like whenever I was sad, she would be the first one to come up to me and be like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, how can I help you?" Like, there was never a time where she was like sad. Like, whenever she was mad or something, she'd be like, "Let's go get ice cream. Come on." And we would like do stupid stuff like that. I don't know. It was just Alexis.
I would say one of the best memories I've had is during middle school. It'd be me, her, and a couple of our friends, and we'd just go to the park for hours, and we would just hang out and just play around. And the thing is, like, just having her around us, because she was so fun around to be with, and her smile was contagious, that everyone always had a good time, and you could just talk to her with anything during those times. Like, that was one of the biggest things for me, was just hanging out with her at the park and just hanging out.
I remember Alexis being really sweet. She was always really smart, but she always had some funny story to tell or some weird jokes, and it was just, they were quaint.
I didn't really know Alexis before till this year from Pro Start. We would stay every day after school, and it was really fun. She kept it exciting. She always told new stories about her life, and she always talked about culinary with a passion. And I actually thought she was going to amount to a lot and become famous. And she always wanted to go to Paris and become a French nanny, and we would always tell her not to. And she was the sweetest, nicest girl I've ever met.
A good memory I had with Alexis was we would be in Spanish class and we had to do this Spanish spelling game. And like before we even say the Spanish words, she already had them written down already. So she would just erase the words that we didn't have to use, and then she'll just say I'm done already. And yeah, that's a memory I have.
One of my really good memories with Alexis was freshman year when she was running for student council, and I would go to all the meetings with her, and she would share all her great stories about her first year at East Tech and how excited she was about going into the culinary department, and telling me all about her dreams about becoming a chef. And she really did show that in some of her cakes here for the culinary department.
Okay, a memory I have with Alexis is it was last year, junior year. I was going through a really hard time, and there was no one really there for me, and she was. So she gave me like really good advice and kept my head up and kept me positive. And I made a promise to her to always be positive and accept the compliments that come to me, and I will forever keep that promise.
One of my best memories with Alexis was sophomore year. We had driver's ed and contemporary problems together, and we always watched the news in Miss Savage's class and made fun of every single story that there was because they were all dumb in our opinion. And I got really close with her, and she actually made me a cake for my 16th birthday, and it was so freaking delicious, and it was amazing, and it was beautiful, and I miss her.
I remember a time when we went to the store, and we had this jam session in her car, and we were singing to Frank Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon. And I remember her singing it to me and how she was on key on every note, and her song was very inspirational. And it was beautiful, her singing. Yeah, I'm good.
I think my favorite memory with Alexis would have to be all the lunches that we shared, and just how she would freak out about all the little things. It was always the small and simple things that she did that made it all worth it in the end, and that kind of made everybody happy. And she'll be missed, I know, especially by me. And I don't know, I'm just grateful that she did what she did.
Okay, so I didn't really know Alexis, like, even personally, but I know that, like, seeing her in the hall, and she would always compliment me, and I just felt like she was one of the sweetest girls in school, and she was very popular, and I just, like, her passing away just impacted me and shocked me, like, really badly, because she didn't deserve this. And I know she's in a better place right now, and I just want to wish her and her family the best. My prayers go to her, and I really wish I'd gone in and know her like a lot more personally, but I know that she was like one of the sweetest souls here at East Tech.
In freshman studies freshman year, she came in with this huge smile on her face, and she had braces and the day before, and I noticed that she didn't have braces anymore, and so I said, "Hey, your braces are off, you look great." And she goes, "You are the first one that noticed that I didn't have my braces on," and she gave me this big hug, and she always had a smile for me.
One time I had a sleepover with Alexis. It was like our first time, and she told me before, she's like, "I'm such a morning person, so beware." And I'm like, okay. So we went to bed like at 3:30 in the morning, and at like 5 o'clock I heard something like in the bathroom, and I went in there, and she was all ready. She had her makeup on and everything, and I came out there with like my messy hair, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm ready for the day." And then she like prances by me, and I remember looking at her like, what is she doing? And I'm really going to miss her, and I'm so blessed that she was in my life, because she changed it like a lot, 'cause she made me a more positive person.
I was friends with Alexis in sophomore year. I had PE with her. She was always so tense and everything, because she always does her best at everything, so she was stressed out. So in gym, like, I was her personal masseuse. And she signed my yearbook, and she's like, "Oh, you're a massaging goddess," or whatever. But she also helped me in PE too, because she was always there to encourage me. Like, after she would finish her mile, she would come back and run with me to the end. And so, like, that's one thing I'll always cherish, is that she always encouraged everyone to do their best.
Okay. Alexis is like really great. Like, I had class with her in the morning for culinary, and even though she would be freaking out over something, she'll smile and laugh and be like, "Oh my God, this is bad happening, but you know what? I'm gonna stay here and smile, and I'm gonna be okay with it, because I can do this." And she saw everything as like the glass half full,
and she'll always be like, "Hi, ugly," but she didn't mean it bad. Like, that's how she'd always say it, you know? She'll be so happy and all the time, like, energy and everything. And I always tell her, "Wow, you're really pretty. You're really gifted. Like, you should be proud. Like, you have so much talent. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You're gonna go somewhere." And she did go places. I mean, she lived more than I would ever live in my whole life. And I'm gonna miss her and her happy face.
All right. So Alexis, I got a few things I could actually say about her. She's a very beautiful girl. She's very talented. And the only reason she affects me a lot is because she's been there for me when I wanted to compete. You know, she's the whole reason that I actually got interested in cake decorating. And she's the reason that I actually did two different competitions at the same time. You know, she motivated me enough to actually put me in two competitions. And right when I was about to quit, you know, like right when I was on the edge of actually doing cake decorating, she comes up to me and she's just saying, you know, just keep going, not to give up. So I didn't. You know, everything I know about cake decorating, I actually learned it from her anytime I needed help. And I could never get it done during practice or anything. But on the day of competition, she was right there next to me. I couldn't stop stressing out. And all she had to do, you know, it's like she's always looking at me, telling me just to relax a little bit. And during competition was the only time I ever got to finish the cake, and that was only because of her. And, you know, I really miss knowing that I'm not going to be able to see her smile anymore. I'm going to miss knowing that she's not going to be around anymore to be a motivation or anything like that. And I'm going to miss her a lot.
I just want to say, you know, Alexis was really one of the nicest persons you can ever meet, and she was so down to earth. And it's going to be really sad not seeing her smile anymore. And she touched so many people that it's crazy. I remember a time where it was actually, I think it was Valentine's Day, and you know, I didn't really have a Valentine's Day at the time, and we were in class, and then she's just passing out all these little cards with little funny notes on them, making everybody laugh. And mine said "Jay Nasty, Happy Valentine's Day, Jay Nasty," and it made me smile so bad. And then seeing her not here anymore, it's just gonna hurt me so much. And I just want to say that she touched a lot of people, and she will be missed, and she'll forever be in our hearts. And she was just one of the best persons you can ever meet. She had so much going for herself that, you know, a lot of people just felt so sad for her, and my heart goes out to her family. And I just hope that this opens up opportunities for a lot of us to just take every day don't take any day for granted, and realize that there could be no tomorrow. And that's all. We love you, Alexis.
Alexis, we love you and we miss you.
I knew Alexis for only 2 years. I knew her from sophomore year to this point, but from the time I got to spend with her, I always thought she was really great. She was a really fun person to be around. She was very kind. She was very smart. I mean, really smart. And she didn't deserve this, but I'm sorry.
Okay. I knew Alexis since beginning of the school year, and she was really nice. She's a really nice person, and I just felt really bad when I heard the news, and I just can't believe she's gone. Like, she didn't do anything to nobody. She didn't cause any trouble. She was a really good student. She had got really good grades, and it's just sad for another East Tech Titan to go away like this, and it's really sad. And I will always miss her, and she'll always be in my heart. And all my prayers go to her and her family.